Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for coming, and I hope that we have a number of people watching on YouTube. So today we're going to do the entire Vajrasattva practice from cover to cover, the Ngöndro practice. But if there's time, there'll be time for questions. If anybody has any questions, that's why we're doing these things now. So the books that we're going to need are going to be the Uncommon Preliminary Practices book. Then we're going to also need the Daily Practice Prayers and Guides book. So we're going to need that. And we're also going to need the Buddha Practice Study Deity Yoga text that has the Vajrasattva practice, another Vajrasattva practice in there that will be useful in this practice today. So if anybody on YouTube would like more information about getting these books and so on, please contact us at buddhapracticestudy@gmail.com, and we'll be more than glad to make it available to you. Okay, so before we get started, are there any questions or comments from Matt or Debbie?
I don't have the deity yoga book. Is it online?
It's probably on our website.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I think I have a PDF. I could put it in the chat.
Yeah, if you could do that, what we need from that, Matt, is the introduction part of the Vajrasattva, which is the first page, page 85 in that book. Okay. All right, we almost there?
Sorry, I was still muted. Yeah, I'll put it in there in a second. I think I found the right one.
All right, well, let's begin by doing 3 prostrations. So we need to do that. Om, Ah, Hum, body, speech, and mind, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Om, Ah, Hum, body, speech, and mind, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Om, Ah, Hum, body, speech, and mind, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Om, Ah, Hum, Om, Ah, Hum. Om, Ah, Hum, Om, Ah, Hum. Okay. All right, so we begin with our opening prayers, and so we're using the Uncommon Preliminary Practices book. This is the Ngöndro book. So we begin with the introduction, so please follow along. This is the introduction. For the benefit of all sentient beings, the most gracious Buddha Shakyamuni spoke the Dharma through the sutras and tantras. The 5 profound paths of Mahamudra and the 6 yogas of Naropa are the essence of the Buddha's teachings, which enable one to attain enlightenment even in one lifetime. However, to practice the path of Mahamudra and the 6 yogas of Naropa, one must be fully convinced of the 4 ways of turning the mind, or the 4 ordinary foundations. The 4 ways of turning the mind are the basis for the successful practice of any of the yanas. Then one practices the 4 extraordinary foundations, or the Vajrayana Ngöndro, to purify the negative karma and obscurations of the mind, speech, and body, and to develop virtues. The great 12th century saint, Tibetan saint, Lord Jigden Sumgun, the second Nagarjuna, said, "The Ngöndro is even more important than the higher practices. One must truly understand and practice the simple yet profound foundational teachings before one begins the higher teachings." So we recite the altruistic motivation together out loud. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, all-knowingness. May they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. I will quickly establish them in the state of the most perfect and precious Buddhahood. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and all-knowingness. May they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. I will quickly establish them in the state of the most perfect and precious Buddhahood. Dagla dangwa jepe dra no par jepe ge. Tarpa dang tam sheken pe bar du jo par jepa tam sheki so jepe. Manam kadam yam pe sem chen tam she de wa dang den. Dug nal dang drel nur du la na me pa yang dag pa zog pe zhang zhu brin po she to pa zha. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Deshe du sang ma ge gi bar du lu na gi sam ge wa la ko. Ma she bar du lu na gi sam ge wa la ko. Du de ring ne sung te ni ma sang ta sam gi bar du lu na gi sam ge wa la ko. All sentient beings, limitless as the sky, take refuge in the glorious kind Lama Vajradhara, the embodiment of the body, speech, mind, qualities, and activities of the Buddhas of the 10 directions and the 3 times, source of the 84,000 categories of the teachings, and Lord of the Sanghas. We take refuge in the kind root Lama and lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deities of the mandalas of the Yidams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas, Dakinis, and Dharma guardians, possessors of the eye of wisdom. We take refuge in the kind root Lama and lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deities of the mandalas of the Yidams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas, Dakinis, and Dharma guardians, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Nam ke ta dam yam pe sem chen tam she chok shu du som gi. De shin sek pa tam she ki ku song tong yon ten trin le tam she gi no word jer pa. Choki pom po ton chak ga chu ta che jong ne. Pa pe ge dun tam she gi na da. Dren san sa wa dang gu pa je pe pao dan la ma dam pa nam la kab su chi o. Ye dam kil gor gi la sok nam la kab su chi o. Sangye chom den de nam la kab su chi o. Dam pe cho nam la kab su chi o. Pa pe ge du nam la kab su chi o. Pa wo ka jo cho kyung song me song ye she gi cheng dang dem pa nam la kab su chi o. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma, and likewise in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened mind and progressed on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stages of the path. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma, and likewise in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened mind and progressed on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stages of the path. Shang Shu Ning Po Chi Ki Bar Sangye Nam La Kab Su Chi Cho Dang Shang Shu Sem Pa Yi So Klang De Shin Kab Su Chi Zeta Non Gi De She Gi Shang Shu Tug Ni Ke Padang Shang Shu Sem Pe La Pa La De Dagrim Shin E Pard Shang Shu Sem Ni Ke Gi Shing De Shin Du Ni La Pa La Rinpa Shindu La Pargi O. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Sangye Chodang Soki Chonam La Shang Shu Bardu Dagni Kapsu Chi Dagi Jin Soki Pe Sonam Gi Drola Penshir Sangye Ju Pasho. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Manam kadam yam pesam centam she dewadang dewe gurdang dempa jorchi. Dugnao dang dunao gi gudang drawar jorchi. Dugnao me pe dewadang vidrawar jorchi. Ne ring chak dang ni dang drawe tang namla ne pa jorchi. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. Chaksa wadang cho ching sa padang, Jesu yi rang kol sing so wa yi, ge wa jung ze da gi ji sag pa, tam she zog pe shang shub chir no. Oh, this kind of leisure and endowment is supremely difficult to attain. When one attains this body, which is easily lost, do not waste it meaninglessly, but rather use it to attain the ultimate liberation, joyous result. Please contemplate the meaning of precious human life, this precious human body that we have. Your mind wanders, bring it back to the contemplation. You can read the text over and over again. Precious human life. Okay. The nature of all phenomena is impermanence. Death is a certainty for all who are born. Death can descend any time, like a drop of morning dew on a blade of grass. Quick, it is time to make effort for the essence of the Dharma. Contemplate the meaning of impermanence. Next, the fruits of one's positive karma is happiness. Suffering is the fruit of negative karma. The inexorable karmic causation is the mode of abiding of all dharmas. Henceforth, practice the Dharma by distinguishing between what should be practiced and what should be given up. Contemplate the meaning of karma, cause and result. Okay. Fourth, in the three lower realms, and even in the three higher ones, there is not an instant of absolute happiness. I will avoid the root cause of my samsaric existence by practicing the excellent path of peace to enlightenment. Contemplate the meaning of the suffering of samsara, the faults of samsara. All right, visualize the protection fence. Oma, I, Vivi, Lili, Ang, Kaka, Gagana, Zaza, Zazana, Tata, Dadana, Tata, Dadana, Papa, Babama, Yawalawa, Sa, Ka, Saha, Kriya, Soha. Oma, I, Vivi, Lili, Ang, Kaka, Gagana, Zaza, Zazana, Tata, Dadana, Tata, Dadana, Papa, Babama, Yawalawa, Sa, Ka, Saha, Kriya, Soha. Oma, I, Vivi, Lili, Ang, Kaka, Gagana, Zaza, Zazana, Tada, Dadana, Tada, Dadana, Papa, Babama, Yabalawa, Sa, Ka, Saha, Kriya, Soha. Om Yadharma Hetu Prabhava Hetu Tekan Tadagato Heo Watatata Tekanso Yanarada Evamwadi Mahashamani Soha. Om Yadharma Hetu Prabhava Hetu Takan Tadagato Hail Watatata Takansa Yonarada Evam Mahashamani Soha. Om Yadharma Hetu Prabhava Hetu Takan Tadagato Hail Watatata Takansa Yonarada Evam Mahashamani Soha. All phenomena arise from causes. Those causes have been taught by the Tathagata. Their cessation, too, has been proclaimed by the great ascetic, the great Shamaniye. Soha. So be it. Om Vajrasattva Samaya. Help to protect my vow to purify myself. May you remain firm with me. Grant me the complete satisfaction. Grow with me. Be loving towards me. Grant me the attainments to master the powers beyond body and nature. Show me all the deeds of body, speech, and mind. Make my mind-heart good, virtuous, and auspicious. Revel in the bliss of the four joys, O Blessed One, who embodies the essence within me. Do not abandon me. Grant me the realization of the indestructible nature. Make me one with you. Thus I signify my unity with non-duality. Ah. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuruhung Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattvaha. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sutsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuruhung Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Mansa Bajri Bhava Maha Samaya Sattvaha. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuruhung Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sarvatada Gata Bajra Mame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattvaha. Om Sambar Sambar Bhimanasar Mahazambra Hum. Om Sambar Sambar Bhimanasar Mahazambra Hum. Om Sambar Sambar Bhimanasar Mahazaba 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 Hum. Arising from defiled mind, be reborn into great wisdom. Om Smar Smar Bhimanaskar Mahazamba Hung Pe. 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 arising from defiled lives, remember and purify the flower of wisdom. Om Sambar Sambar Mahazambu Hung Pe. 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 Arising great holy wisdom, purify this life. Om Ruchiramana Pravataya Hong Pe. 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 The enlightened body, speech, and mind of the precious Dharma protectors, whose mirror-like wisdom is the door to purification. Om Re Pamanarti Shvari Hong. 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 The body, speech, and mind of pure love is the ultimate wisdom. Om Ah Hong, 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 Om Ah Hong Okay, any comments or questions about the first part of the opening prayers that we just did, or visualizations? Okay. So this next part here is the taking refuge part. So what we would normally do is go through this refuge part to get to the Vajrasattva part. But because we're still in the learning phase right now, we're going to skip over the refuge part. But we would normally be doing this in the practice. So next time when we come together, we'll be doing the whole entire practice here, including the refuge. So we skip over this until we get to page 45, 46. On the left side of the page, it says practice of Vajrasattva meditation and recitation for purification. So we should have in front of us, we should have our image of the Vajrasattva practice to help us to remember, to recollect The relationships of the visualizations is all encapsulated in this one image. So in the center is Vajradhara, Buddha Vajradhara. Then above is Vajrasattva. Vajrasattva is in the very center. And below that is ourselves as the Samaya. And Buddha Vajradhara would be at the very top, illustrated as Buddha Samantabhadra. And then off to the shoulder of Vajrasattva is Bodhisattva Vajrapani, the Lord of Dharma power, the Bodhisattva of Dharma power. So now we begin on page 45. On the crown of one's head, a white five-pointed Vajra arises from the syllable hung that rests on a moon mandala above a lotus. The Vajra is marked in the center with the syllable hung. Light radiates from it, making offerings to the Aryas and accomplishing the benefit of sentient beings through emanation and collection. So visualize now. I'll recite this again. You can close your eyes and visualize as I say this, or you can look at your image and see the relationship of these images on the one picture. It says, on the crown of one's head, a white five-pointed Vajra arises from the syllable hum that rests on a moon mandala upon a lotus. The Vajra is marked in the center with the syllable hung. Light radiates from it, making offerings to the Aryas and accomplishing the benefit of sentient beings through emanation and collection. Next, the Vajra becomes the complete form of Vajrasattva, whose body is white, the color of light rays striking the peak of a snow mountain. He has one face and two hands. He is holding a five-pronged Vajra to his heart with his right hand and holding a Ganta to his hip with his left hand. His feet are in the half lotus posture. He is wearing silk and precious ornaments. So visualize Vajrasattva. Then we recite in the Tibetan on page 46. Rangi Chiwar Pe Madang Dewe Gur Kriol Gorgi Tendu Hung Le Dorje Karpo Se Na Pa Te Wala Kungi Senpa De Le Ojo Pak Pa Cho Samchen Gi Donje Surdu Yongsu Gyur Pale Dorje Kordo Kangri Sir Rang Ni Me Oki Reg Patar Karwa Zalchi Kyagni Ki Je Dorje Se Napa Dukar Zinchin Yonde Wula Chape Drilbu Kortempa Zabchet Kilze Pa Dardang Rinpoche Kenpa. So I fractured that pretty good. Let's do it again. This time we're going to chant it so that every syllable has the same weight to it, the same time, the same value to it. Rangi Chi War Pe Ma Dang Te Wad Kil Gorgi Tendu Hong Le Dorje Karpo Se Na Pa De Wala Hongi Sa Pa De Le Otro Pak Pa Cho Sem Chen Gi Don Che Surdu Yongsu Gyur Pa Le Dorje Sampa Kudo Kangri Surni Me Oki Regpa Tar Karwa Zelchi Kyang Kyag Ni Ki Ye Dorje Se Na Pa Dukar Zinchin Yonte Yuwa Chape Drilbu Korten Pa Zabched Kilze Pa Dardang Rinpoche Gen Pa. The next page. Light emanates from Vajrasattva's 3 places, marked with the 3 syllables Om Ah Hung, inviting the Janasattvas and the empowerment deities of the 5 families. Za, Hong, Bam, Ho. They become inseparable from the Samaya Sattva, having prayed to the empowerment deities by reciting Om Sar Tathagata Abhishekatu Mam. Water from the vase fills the body, bestowing empowerment. The excess becomes the crown ornament of the 5 families. The empowerment deities dissolve into Vajrasattva. So we can imagine that our left hand, we're pouring with our right hand, we're pouring the vase, pouring the water into the left hand. We drink, taking in the water, and then we are placing our hand, the moisture that remains on the top of our head, we're placing it on the top of our head to symbolize the 5 Buddha families. This is the empowerment. And then we recite in Tibet. Dine sum om ahungi sen pa le otro yeshe padang wang la rigna king drang za hung bam ho dam shik pa dam yermed du gyur wangi lar Om Sarva Tathagata Abhishekatumam Ze Sowa Tape Bumpe Chu Wangkur Kugang Chu Ladma Yig Le Rigne Bugen Wangla Dorje Sempala Tempar Yor. Now we make the offerings. Om Sarva Tathagata, Om Vajrasattva Saparivara Argam Pratitsa Soha. Om Vajrasattva Saparivara Padyam Pratitsa Soha. Om Vajrasattva Saparivara Pushpam Pratitsa Soha. Om Vajrasattva Saparivara Dupam Pratitsa Soha. Om Vajrasattva Saparivara Alokam Pratitsa Soha. Om Vajrasattva Saparivara Gande Pratitsa Soha. Om Vajrasattva Saparivara Nuitaya Pratitsa Soha. Om Vajrasattva Saparivara Shapta Pratitsa Soha. Vajrasattva, Mahasattva, Vajra, embodiment of all the Tathagatas, Vajra, the primordial Samantabhadra, I prostrate the Vajrapani. Dorje Sampa Sampa She, Dorje Deshin Saipa Kun, Dorje Dangpo Kundu Zhang, Saksal Chana Dorje La O. Envision in the heart a moon mandala, above which is the syllable hung, surrounded by the 100-syllable mantra circling to the right. Tukar dawe kyul gorgi tandu hong la, yu yige galpe na ke kordu korwar mikte. Om Vajrasattva Samaya, help to protect my vow, to purify myself. May you remain firm with me. Grant me the complete satisfaction. Grow with me. Be loving towards me. Grant me the attainments to master the powers beyond body and nature. Show me all the deeds of body, speech, and mind. Make my mind heart good, virtuous, and auspicious. Revel in the bliss of the four joys, O Blessed One, who embodies the essence within me. Do not abandon me. Grant me the realization of the indestructible nature. Make me one with you. Thus I signify my unity with non-duality. Ah. So now we begin the accumulation. So first we'll do a whole mile around. Any questions about anything so far? Comments? I will say I'm sorry I fractured the Tibetan so bad. The instructions are what we've been reciting up to this point and are not as important in the Tibetan as understanding the meaning of those instructions. So we recite the English, for sure, giving us the instructions, but the Tibetan part is not as important. When we get to the mantra, which we're about to recite, the 100-syllable mantra, that's in Sanskrit, and that is very, very, very important to recite in the Sanskrit language. So this is our connection point. We are accumulating the wisdom and the merit that each one of these syllables vibrates with. So, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Sutto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsa Me Sitsan Triya Kuruhum Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Sutto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sutsa Me Sitsan Triya Kuruhum Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Sutto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara karma sutsame, sitsan shriya kuruhong. Ha 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 ho Bhagavan. Sara tada gata bajra mame munsa bajri bhava maha samaya satvaha. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuruhong. Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satwaha. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sutsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuruhong. Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Mansa Bajri Bhava Maha Samaya Satvaha. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuruhong. Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satvaha. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sutsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuruhong. Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Mansa Bajri Bhava Maha Samaya Satvaha. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuruhong. Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satvaha. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuruhong. Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satvaha. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu me bhava sara siddhi me prayatsa sara karma sutsa me sitsan shriya kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sara tada gata bhajra mame mansa bhajri bhava mahasamaya satvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sutsa Me Sitsan Triya Kuru Hum Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bhajra Mame Mansa Bhajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satwaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sutsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuru Hum Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bhajra Mame Mansa Bhajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satwaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sutsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuru Hum Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bhajra Mame Mansa Bhajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satwaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sutsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuru Hum Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bhajra Mame Mansa Bhajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satwaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sutsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuru Hum Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bhajra Mame Mansa Bhajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satwaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sutsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuru Hum Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bhajra Mame Mansa Bhajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satwaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu me bhava sara siddhi me prayatsa sara karma sutsa me sitsantriya kuru hong ha 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 ho bhagavan Swara tada gata bajra mame munsa bajri bhava mahasamaya satvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sutsa Me Sitsantriya Kuru Hong Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Munsa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satwaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sutsa Me Sitsantriya Kuru Hong Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Munsa Bajri Bhava Maha Samaya Satwaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sutsa Me Sitsantriya Kuru Hong Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Munsa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satwaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Justa Jedo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sutsu Me Sitsantriya Kuru Hong Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bhame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Trista Jedo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sutsu Me Sitsantriya Kuru Hong Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bhame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Trista Jedo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sutsu Me Sitsantriya Kuru Hong Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bhame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Trista Jedo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sutsu Me Sitsantriya Kuru Hong Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bhame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Justa Jedo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sutsu Me Sitsantriya Kuru Hong Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bhame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satvaha. Just to interrupt for a moment, If you're having trouble keeping the same speed, the same meter as I'm chanting, just turn your speakers down. So maybe you can just hear me vaguely in the background, but then chant at your own speed and, work to try and get a regular speed and then increase your speed as best you can. Try and pronounce each syllable correctly. Don't slur your words. Try not to go too slow. Try not to go too fast. Try not to recite too loudly, and try not to recite too softly. So it should be in an audible voice and at a good speed that you can hear every syllable. So please continue. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tanopa Dristadredo Me Bawa Sutokayo Me Bawa Supokayo Me Bawa Anuraktu Me Bawa Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Satsume Sitsantri Akuru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sara Tadagata Bajra Bami Mansa Bajri Bawa Mahasamaya Satwaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tanopa Justadredo Me Bawa Sutokayo Me Bawa Anuraktu Me Bawa Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Satsume Sitsantri Akuru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sara Tadagata Bajra Bami Mansa Bajri Bawa Mahasamaya Satwaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tanopa Justadredo Me Bawa Sutokayo Me Bawa Supokayo Me Bawa Anuraktu Me Bawa Zara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Zara Karma Satsume Sitsantri Akuru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sara Tadagata Bajra Bami Mansa Bajri Bawa Mahasamaya Satwaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tanopa Justadredo Me Bawa Sutokayo Me Bawa Supokayo Me Bawa Anuraktu Me Bawa Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Satsume Sitsantri Akuru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sara Tadagata Bajra Bami Mansi Bajri Bawa Mahasamaya Satwaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tanopa Justadredo Me Bawa Sutokayo Me Bawa Supokayo Me Bawa Anuraktu Me Bawa Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Satsume Sitsantri Akuru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sara Tadagata Bajra Bami Mansa Bajri Bawa Mahasamaya Satwaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tanopa Justadredo Me Bawa Sutokayo Me Bawa Supokayo Me Bawa Anuraktu Me Bawa Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Satsume Sitsantri Akuru Hong Ha 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 Bhagawan Sara Tadagata Bajra Bami Mansa Bajri Bawa Mahasamaya Satwaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tanopa Justadredo Me Bawa Sutokayo Me Bawa Supokayo Me Bawa Anuraktu Me Bawa Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Satsume Sitsantri Akuru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sara Tadagata Bajra Bami Mansa Bajri Bawa Mahasamaya Satwaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tanopa Justadredo Me Bawa Sutokayo Me Bawa Supokayo Me Bawa Anuraktu Me Bawa Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Satsume Sitsantri Akuru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarata Dagata Bajra Bami Manche Bajri Bhava Maha Samaya Satvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Justadredo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayata Sara Karma Sutsu Me Sitantri Akuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bami Mansi Bajri Bhava Maha Samaya Satvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Justadredo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayata Sara Karma Sutsu Me Sitantri Akuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bami Mansa Bajri Bhava Maha Samaya Satvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Justadredo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayata Sara Karma Sutsu Me Sitantri Akuru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bami Mansa Bajri Bhava Maha Samaya Satvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Justadredo Me Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayata Sara Karma Sutsu Me Sitantri Akuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bami Mansa Bajri Bhava Maha Samaya Satvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Justadredo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayata Sara Karma Sutsu Me Sitantri Akuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bami Mansi Bajri Bhava Maha Samaya Savaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Justadredo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayata Sara Karma Sutsu Me Sitantri Akuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bami Mansi Bajri Bhava Maha Samaya Savaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Justadredo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayata Sara Karma Sutsu Me Sitantri Akuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bami Mansi Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Savaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Justadredo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayata Sara Karma Sutsu Me Sitantri Akuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bami Mansi Bajri Bhava Maha Samaya Savaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Justadredo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayata Sara Karma Sutsu Me Sitantri Akuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bami Mansi Bajri Bhava Maha Samaya Savaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Justadredo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayata Sara Karma Sutsu Me Sitantri Akuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bami Mansi Bajri Bhava Maha Samaya Savaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Bazuza Widano Ba Justa Jodo Mebawa Zudokaya Mebawa Zubokaya Mebawa Nurektu Mebawa Sora Siddhi Mepayatsa Sara Karma Satume Zatandriya Guru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sora Tata Gata Bajra Bami Manchi Bajra Baba Ma Samaya Zawaha Wom Bazuza Wazamaya Manu Palaya Bazuza Widano Ba Justa Jodo Mebawa Zudokaya Mebawa Zubokaya Mebawa Nurektu Mebawa Zara Siddhi Mepayatsa Sora Karma Satume Zatandriya Guru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bami Manchi Bajra Baba Ma Samaya Zavaha Wom Bazuza Wazamaya Manu Palaya Bazuza Widano Ba Justa Jodo Mebawa Zudokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Nurektu Mebawa Zara Siddhi Mepayatsa Zara Karma Satume Zatandriya Guru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Zara Tata Gata Bajra Bami Manchi Bajra Baba Ma Samaya Zavaha Wom Bazuza Wazamaya Manu Palaya Bazuza Widano Ba Justa Jodo Mebawa Zudokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Nurektu Mebawa Zara Siddhi Mepayatsa Zara Karma Satume Satandriya Guru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bami Manchi Bajra Baba Mahasamaya Zavaha Wom Bazuza Wazamaya Manu Palaya Bazuza Widano Ba Justa Jodo Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Nurektu Mebawa Zara Siddhi Mepayatsa Zara Karma Satume Satandriya Guru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bami Manchi Bajra Baba Ma Samaya Zavaha Om Bazuza Wazamaya Manu Palaya Bazuza Widano Ba Justa Jodo Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Nurektu Mebawa Zara Siddhi Mepayatsa Zara Karma Satume Satandriya Guru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bami Manchi Bajra Baba Ma Samaya Zavaha Om Bazuza Samaya Manu Palaya Bazuza Widano Ba Justa Jodo Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Nurektu Mebawa Zara Siddhi Mepayatsa Zara Karma Satume Satandriya Guru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Baba Ma Samaya Zavaha Om Bazuza Wazamaya Manu Palaya Bazuza Widano Ba Justa Jodo Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa, Supokaya Mebawa, Nurektu Mebawa, Zara Siddhi Mepayatsa Zara Karma Satume Satandriya Guru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bami Manchi Bajra Baba Ma Samaya Savaha Om Bajuza Wazamaya Manu Palaya Bajuza Widano Ba Justa Jodo Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa, Supokaya Mebawa, Nurektu Mebawa, Zara Siddhi Mepayatsa Zara Karma Satume Satandriya Guru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sara Tata Gata Bajra Bami Manchi Bajra Baba Ma Samaya Savaha. I'm going to take a quick water break. Be right back. You can continue chanting. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Dhanubha Sora Tata Gata Bajra Bami Manchi Bajra Baba Ma Samaya Savaha. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Dhanubha Justadeto Mebawa Sudokaya Mebawa Subokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Zara Siddhi Mepayatsa Zara Karma Satume Satandriya Guru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Zara Tata Gata Bajra Bami Manchi Bajra Baba Ma Samaya Savaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Bhajas the Data Mabel Wazu the Gaya Mabel Wazu Bogaya Mabel and Erecta Mabel Wazar Zedi Me Prayazar Karmas Zumaz Andrea Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Zar Dada Gata Bazabami Maji Bazu Bavama Samaya Zawa Om Bazuzawa Zamaya Manobalaya Bazuzawa Dano Bhajas the Mabel Wazu the Gaya Mabel Wazu Bogaya Mabel and Erecta Mabel Wazar Zedi Me Prayazar Sorry, Karmas Azumez, Dandria Guru Hung Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Zara Dada Gata Bazabami Maji Baji Bhavama Zamaya Zawa Om Bazuzawa Zamaya Manabalaya Bazuzawa Danaba Jesus Mabo Azudigai Mabo Azubugai Mabo Anorekta Mabo Azor City Maprayatsa Zor Karmas Azumez, Dandria Guru Hung Ha Ho Bhagawan Zara Dada Gata Bazabami Maji Baji Bhavama Zamaya Zawa Om Bazuzawa Zamaya Manabalaya Bazuzawa Danaba Judada Mabo Azudigai Mabo Azubugai Mabo Anorekta Mabo Azor City Maprayatsa Zor Karmas Azumez, Dandria Guru Hung Ha Ho Bhagawan Zara Dada Gata Bazabami Maji Baji Bhavama Zamaya Zawa Om Bazuzawa Zamaya Manupalaya Bazuzawa Danaba Judada Mabo Azudigai Mabo Azubugai Mabo Anorekta Mabo Azor City Maprayatsa Zor Karmas Azume Sitadriya Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Zor Dada Gata Bazabami Maji Baji Bhavama Zamaya Zawa Om Bazuzawa Zamaya Manupalaya Bazuzawa Danaba Judada Mabo Azudagaya Mabo Azubugaya Mabo Anorekta Mabo Azor City Maprayatsa Zor Karmas Azume Sitadriya Guru Hum Ho Bhagawan Zor Dada Gata Bazabami Maji Baji Bhavama Zamaya Zawa Om Bazuzawa Zamaya Manupalaya Bazuzawa Danaba Judada Mabo Azudagaya Mabo Azubugaya Mabo Anorekta Mabo Azor City Maprayatsa Zor Karmas Azume Sitadriya Guru Hum Ho Bhagawan Zor Dada Gata Bazabami Maji Baji Bhavama Zamaya Zawa Om Bazuzawa Zamaya Manupalaya Bazuzawa Danaba Judada Mabo Azudagaya Mabo Shubokaya Mabawan, Erectum Mabawa, Zora City, Mabayatsa, Zora Garma Suzume, Sitadria Guru Hung, Ha Ha Bhagawan, Zora Tadagata Bazabami, Manji Bazu Bavama, Zamaya, Zawaha, Bazuzawa Zamaya, Manapalia, Bazuzawa Tenopa, Jizadena Mabawa, Sudagai Mabawa, Zubagai Mabawan, Erectum Mabawa, Zora City, Mabayatsa, Zora Garma Suzume, Sitadria Guru Hung, Ha Bhagawan, Zora Tadagata Bazabami, Manji Bazu Bavama, Zamaya, Zawa, Bazuzawa Zamaya, Manapalia, Bazuzawa Danaba, Jizadena Mabawa, Zudagai Mabawa, Zubagai Mabawa, Erectum Mabawa, Zora City, Mabayatsa, Zora Garma Suzume, Sitadria Guru Hung, Ha Bhagawan, Zora Tadagata Bazabami, Manji Bazu Bavama, Samaya Zawa, Bazuzawa Zamaya, Manapalia, Bazuzawa Danaba, Jizadena Zudagai Mabawa, Zubagai Mabawa, Erectum Mabawa, Zora City, Mabayatsa, Zora Garma Suzume, Sitadria Guru Hung, Ha Bhagawan, Zora Tadagata Bazabami, Manji Bazu Bavama, Samaya Zawaha, Om Bazuzawa Zamaya, Manapalia, Bazuzawa Danaba, Jizadena Mabawa, Zudagai Mabawa, Zubagai Mabawa, Anorekta Mabawa, Zora City, Mabayatsa, Zora Garma Suzume, Sitadria Guru Hung, Ha Bhagawan, Zora Tadagata Bazabami, Manji Bazu Bavama, Zamaya Zawaha, Om Bazuzawa Zamaya, Manapalia, Bazuzawa Danaba, Mabawa, Zudagai Mabawa, Zubagai Mabawa, Anorekta Mabawa, Zora City, Mabayatsa, Zora Garma Suzume, Sitadria Guru Hung, Ha Bhagawan, Zora Tadagata Bazabami, Manji Bazu Bavama, Zamaya Zawa, Om Bazuzawa Zamaya, Manapalia, Bazuzawa Danaba, Mabawa, Zudagai Superguy Mabawa, Anorekta Mabawa, Zora City, Mabayatsa, Zora Garma Suzume, Sitadria Guru Hung, Ha Bhagawan, Zora Tadagata Bazabami, Manji Bazu Bavama, Samaya Zawaha, Om Bazuzawa Zamaya, Manapalia, Bazuzawa Danaba, Mabawa, Zudagai Mabawa, Zubagai Mabawa, Anorekta Mabawa, Zora City, Mabayatsa, Zora Garma Suzume, Sitadria Guru Hung, Ha Bhagawan, Zora Tadagata Bazabami, Manji Bazu Bavama, Zamaya Zawaha, Om Bazuzawa Zamaya, Manapalia, Bazuzawa Danaba, Mabawa, Zudagai Mabawa, Zubagai Mabawa, Anorekta Mabawa, Zora City, Mabayatsa, Zora Garma Suzume, Sitadria Guru Hung, Ha Bhagawan, Zora Tadagata Bazabami, Manji Bavama, Zamaya Zawaha, Om Basis always on me, I'm Anabali, Basis over and about Zimmy was, Zudiga may was, Zubiga may one, right to me was, or City may by odds, or Gomes is amazing, Andrea Hung. Oh, back at one side, Dada got a buzz about me, Mazi Baba Mazami, Azawa, Basis always on me, Anabali, Basis over and about May was, Zudiga may was, Zubiga may was. And a rectum may was, or City may by odds, or Gomes is amazing, Andrea Hung. Oh, back at one side, Dada got a buzz about me, Mazi Baba Mazami, Azawa, Basis always on me, Anabali, Basis over and about. Just that it may was, the guy may was, the guy may was, and right may was, sorry, city may by odds, sorry, Gomez is amazing, Andrea go hung out, back at one, sorry, Dada got a buzz above me, Manzi Baba Mazami, Azawa, all buzzes always on me, I'm Anabali, buzzes over and about, the may was, the guy may was, the guy may was, and right may was, sorry, city may by odds, sorry, Gomez is amazing, Andrea go hung out, back at one, sorry, Dada got a buzz above me, Manzi Baba Mazami, Azawa, all buzzes always on me, I'm Anabali, buzzes on may was, the guy may was, super guy may want to write the may was, or said he may by odds, or Gomez is amazing, Andrea go hung out, back at one, sorry, Dada got a buzz above me, Manzi Baba Mazami, Azawa, all buzzes always on me, all buzzers always on me, I'm Anabali, buzzes on the bonds, and the may was, the guy may was, super guy may want to write the may was, or said he may by odds, or Gomez is amazing, Andrea go hung. Oh, back at one. Sorry, Dada got a buzz above me, Muzzy Baba Maz on me, as well, buzzes always on me, I'm Anabali, buzzes on the bonds, and the may was, the guy may was, super guy may was. And a rectum may was, or city may by odds, or Gomez is amazing, Andrea go hung out, back at one. Sorry, Dada got a buzz above me, Muzzy Baba Maz on me, as well, buzzes always on me, I'm Anabali, buzzes on the bonds, and the may was, the guy may was. Super guy may want to write the may was, or city may by odds, or Gomez is amazing, Andrea go hung out, back at one. Sorry, Dada got a buzz above me, Muzzy Baba Maz on me, as well, buzzes always on me. Manabali buzzes on the buzz and may was, Zudiga may was, Zubiga may one, right to may was, or city may by odds, or Gomez is amazing, Andrea go hung out, back at one. Sorry, Dada got a buzz above me, Muzzy Baba Maz on me, as well. One buzzes always on me, I'm Manabali buzzes on the Bible, may was, Zudiga may was, Zubiga may one, right to may was, or city may by odds, or Gomez is amazing, Andrea go hung. Oh, back at one. Sorry, Dada got a buzz above me, Muzzy Baba Maz on me, as well. One buzzes always on me, one buzzes always on me, I'm Anabali, buzzes on the buzzes, may was, Zudiga may was, Zubiga may one, right to may was, or city may by odds, or Gomez is amazing, Andrea go home. Oh, back at one. Sorry, Dada got a buzz above me, Muzzy Baba Maz on me, as well. One buzzes always on me, I'm Anabali, buzzes on the buzzes, may was, Zudiga may was. Super guy may born right to may was, or city may by odds, or Gomez is amazing, Andrea go hung. Oh, back at one. Sorry, Dada got a buzz above me, Muzzy Baba Maz on me, as well. Buzzes always on me, I'm Anabali. Buzzes over than the buzzes and may was, Zudiga may was, Zubiga may one, right to may was, or city may by odds, or Gomez is amazing, Andrea go hung. Oh, back at one. Sorry, Dada got a buzz above me, Muzzy Baba Maz on me, as well. One buzzes always on me, I'm Anabali, buzzes over the buzzes may was, Zudiga may one, right to may was, or city may by odds, or Gomez is amazing, Andrea go hung. Oh, back at one. Sorry, Dada got a buzz above me, Muzzy Baba Maz on me, as well. One buzzes always on me, Manu Palaya, Vajrasattva Tano Vajrasattva me bawa, Suto Kayo me bawa, Anuraktu me bawa, Sora Siddhi me prayatsa, Sora Karma Sutsa me, Sitsantriya Kuruhung, ha 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 ho, Bhagavan, Sora Tada Gata, Vajra Mame Mansa, Vajri Baba Mahasamaya, Sattva. Okay, we'll take a break. Come back at top of the hour. That'll be 11 o'clock for all of us, I think. Try and maintain your mindfulness. Try not to break your samadhi that you have now. See you in a few minutes. Okay, I thank you all for coming back. And so I want to point a couple things out. What we were trying to do today was to stabilize the mantra, the recitation of it, to get familiar with it, more used to it in a longer period of time than we've been doing. So normally what we would do, and maybe if you want to take notes about this, we would recite the mantra at this time, just maybe one time or three times is what I would suggest. That we just recite it three times. Then we go to page 53. And then we begin to stabilize the visualization as we are reciting the mantra for the accumulation. So in other words, the mantra we recite to establish the mantra, then we recite page 53 for the visualization, then we continue with the accumulation. So whether we're doing 1 mala round, we're doing 2 mala rounds, 3 mala rounds, whatever. So it took us about 40 minutes or so to do 1 mala round by my count. We were doing it basically at 3 different speeds. We were doing it at a slow, melodious speed. Then we were doing it at a medium speed that was significantly faster, but without a pronounced melody. And then I was doing it as fast as I could, and like that. So, but I was very careful to continue pronouncing properly each syllable and so on. So at least I could understand that I was saying those syllables properly and so on. Someone else may not have recognized that. When we do the two faster speeds, we should be like bees humming around a beehive. And so there's we got Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manobalaya Vajrasattva Dhanapa. So you really can tell that you're doing that when you have several people in the room with you at the same time. When several people are chanting together, it really becomes obvious what you're doing. But when you're by yourself, you need to remember that that's what you're trying to do, and to allow yourself to get into that, because when we can do this together is really great, because the vibrations kind of all lift us together, so to speak. And we are and one of the things that we should be feeling is in our body, not just in our throat, but we should be chanting with enough power, with enough air moving through our vocal cords and through our lungs, that we're feeling it in our body, that vibration in our body, like a buzz. It's not up here as much as it is down here. When we stop, when we take a break, you still feel it in here. And then as you start doing things during your break, you realize how much it's affected your samadhi, how much you have a buzz in your head, so to speak. And your heart should be wide open. I mean, so those are things that you're looking for, and being able to say, oh yes, I know what you're talking about. I've experienced this. Are there any questions or comments? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. And I normally don't chant it as fast as we were doing today, and there's something nice about it. It gets that like background kind of buzz going when it's not as slow and kind of melodic.
I'm
So
sorry.
I think both.
Did you say you like it better melodically, or you like it better when we're doing it fast?
Not even necessarily like it better one way or the other, but I'm not used to doing it that fast.
Oh, I see.
Having that experience, it's yeah, it creates this kind of like background buzz almost. That's
It's enjoyable.
yeah, that there's something nice about having it at that speed
Okay,
too.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So if you want, we can try it when we do that speed. We can turn on our microphones together, and we may not be in complete sync, but that buzz will be in sync. In other words, the syllables, we may not be saying the syllable, but we'll get that vibration going. So we can experiment with that, see if it works. If it's too distracting, then turn off your microphone. Okay. So normally, in the beginning, the umze is the person who is the chant master, who is leading the chant. So generally, when we're in the shrine room, along with many people, you follow the cadence of the chant master. But when you get to that faster speed and so on, then the vibration becomes, the thing that everybody's linking to, and the actual chant may not be as synchronized, and that's okay. So I'm just pointing this out to you. Okay, so let's begin on page 53. We do the visualization of the recitation now. Light radiates from the seed syllable and the mantra garland, making offerings to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and purifying the negative actions and obscurations of sentient beings. Nectar flows from the hearts of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, dissolving into the syllable hum and the mantra garland. Nectar flows down, filling his body. Flowing out through the big toe of his right foot, nectar enters one's body through the crown of the head. All of one's negative actions, obscurations, faults, and shortcomings from beginningless time in samsara are expelled in the form of black soot and dirty grease through the lower sense doors and the pores of the skin. It is like a container that has been emptied and milky nectar has flowed in. Meditate that it is filled. So the meditation will come, but as we are reciting this, we're reciting the mantra garland, and white light is going to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and from their hearts, the blessings come back to the syllable hum, and then the nectar is coming down into our body, and then now that the hum is at our heart, and that white light now is radiating through the mantra garland to all sentient beings. To all sentient beings. All of one's negative actions, obscurations, faults, and shortcomings from beginningless time in samsara are expelled in the form of black soot and dirty grease. So this is going out to all beings, and at the same time, it's flushing out all this negativity, all this confusion, all this shortcomings, faults, and so on are being flushed out by this process. So then 54 is the instruction in Tibetan. So I'll give my best shot at this. Zay Depe Sung Hung Yedang Nagdren La O Trosem Shingi Digdrib Chang Sangye Dang Zhangzhub Sampa Tamshed Chokching Tukane Tudshi Gyurgug Hungyig Dang Nag Treng La Tim Dele Dutsi Kumbab Kugang Zabye Pe Tewong Netong Rangi Chiwar Sugne Sugpe Se Korwa Togmegi Digdrib Nedlungi Tung Tam Sheddu Solgi Kuwe Nampar Ogchog Wangpo Godang Pabu Bub Ga Namne Tong Sulnam Shedutsi Ome Kungta Wugang Wargyur. So now we recite. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tanopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsa Me Sitsan Sriya Kuru Hung Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sarata Dagata Bajra Mame Mansa Bajri Bhava Maha Samaya Satvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tanopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuruhum Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sarvatada Gata Bajra Mame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuruhum Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Mansa Bajri Bhava Maha Samaya Satvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tanopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuruhum Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuruhum Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tanopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuruhum Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuruhum Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Satvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsa Me Sitsan Shriya Kuruhum Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Munsa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Drista Dredo Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsa Me Sitsan Triya Kuru Hong Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Saratada Gata Bajra Mame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dhanopa Justadredo Me Bhava Sudokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsu Me Sitsantriyakuru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sara Tada Gata Bajra Bame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dhanopa Justadredo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsu Me Sitsandriyakuru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sara Tada Gata Bajra Bame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dhanopa Tristadredo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsu Me Sitsantriyakuru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sara Tada Gata Bajra Bame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dhanopa Justadredo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsu Me Sitsantriyakuru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sara Tada Gata Bajra Bame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dhanopa Tristadredo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsu Me Sitsantriyakuru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sara Tada Gata Bajra Bame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dhanopa Tristadredo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsu Me Sitsantriyakuru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sara Tada Gata Bajra Bame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dhanopa Tristadredo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsu Me Sitsantriyakuru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sara Tada Gata Bajra Bame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dhanopa Tristadredo Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sara Karma Sitsu Me Sitsantriyakuru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sara Tada Gata Bajra Bame Mansa Bajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dhanopa Just do me ba wa, sudo kayo me ba wa, supo kayo me ba wa, anuraktu me ba wa, sara siddhi me prayata, sara karma satsume, sitsanju yakuru hong, ha 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 ha, ho bhagawan, sara tada gata bajra bami mansi bajri baba maha samaya sadvaha, om Vajrasattva samaya manu palaya, Vajrasattva dhanobha, Justajodo me bawa, Zudokayo me bawa, Zubokayo me bawa, Anuraktu me bawa, Zara siddhi me prayata, Zara karma satu me, Sitsanji akuru hong, ha 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 ha, ho bhagawan, Sara tata gata bajra bame mansa bajri bawa ma samaya satwaha, om Vajrasattva samaya manu palaya, Vajrasattva dhanobha, Justajodo me bawa, Zudokayo me bawa, Zubokayo me bawa, Anuraktu me bawa, Zara siddhi me prayata, Zara karma satsu me, Sitsanji akuru hong, ha 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 ha, ho bhagawan, Sara tata gata bajra bame mansa bajri baba ma samaya satvaha, om Vajrasattva samaya manu palaya, Vajrasattva dhanobha, Justajodo me bawa, Zudokayo me bawa, Zubokayo me bawa, Anuraktu me bawa, Zara siddhi me prayata, Zara karma satsume, Sitandriya guru hong, ha 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 ha, ho bhagawan, Sara tata gata bajra bame mansa bajri bhava ma samaya sadvaha, om Vajrasattva samaya manu palaya, Vajrasattva dhanobha, Justajodo me bawa, Zudokayo me bawa, Zubokayo me bawa, Anuraktu me bawa, Zara siddhi me prayata, Zara karma satu me, Sitsanji akuru hong, ha 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 ha, ho bhagawan, Sara tata gata bajra bame mansa bajri bhava ma samaya savaha, om Vajrasattva samaya manu palaya, Vajrasattva dhanobha, Justajodo me bawa, Zudokayo me bawa, Supokayo me bawa, Anuraktu me bawa, Zara siddhi me prayata, Zara karma satsu me, Sitsanji akuru hong, ha 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 ha, ho bhagawan, Sara tata gata bajra bame mansi bajri bhava ma samaya sadvaha, om Vajrasattva samaya manu palaya, Vajrasattva dhanobha, Justajodo me bawa, Zudokayo me bawa, Zubokayo me bawa, Anuraktu me bawa, Zara siddhi me prayata, Zara karma satu me, Sitsanji akuru hong, ha 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 ha, ho bhagawan, Sara tata gata bajra bame mansa bajri bhava ma samaya satvaha, om Vajrasattva samaya manu palaya, Vajrasattva dhanobha, Justajodo me bawa, Zudokayo me bawa, Supokayo me bawa, Anuraktu me bawa, Zara siddhi me prayata, Zara karma satu me, Sitandriya guru hong, ha 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 ha, ho bhagawan, Sara tata gata bajra bame mansa bajri bhava ma samaya satvaha, om Vajrasattva samaya manu palaya, Vajrasattva dhanobha, Justajodo me bawa, Zudokayo me bawa, Zubokayo me bawa, Anuraktu me bawa, Zara siddhi me prayata, Zara karma satu me, Sitsanji akuru hong, ha 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 ha, ho bhagawan, Sara tata gata bajra bame mansa bajri bhava ma samaya satvaha, om Vajrasattva samaya manu palaya, Vajrasattva dhanobha, Justajodo me bawa, Zudokayo me bawa, Zubokayo me bawa, Anuraktu me bawa, Zara siddhi me prayata, Zara karma satu me, Sitandriya guru hong, ha ha ha, ho bhagawan, Sara tata gata bajra bame mansi bajri bhava ma samaya savaha, om Vajrasattva samaya manu palaya, Vajrasattva dhanobha, Justajodo me bawa, Sudagai me bawa, Zubagai me bawa, Anuraktu me bawa, Zara siddhi me prayata, Zara karma satu me, Sitandriya guru hong, ha ho bhagawan, Sara tata gata bajra bame mansi bajri bhava ma samaya savaha, om Vajrasattva samaya manu palaya, Vajrasattva dhanobha, Justajodo me bawa, Sudagaya Maboa, Zubogaya Maboa, Narakta Maboa, Zora Zidi Mabaya, Zora Garma Zazume, Zandria Guru Hung Ha Bhagavan. Sora Dadagata Bazabami Maji Bazu Bavama Zamaya Zabaha Bazu Zawa Zamaya Manubalia Bazu Zawa Danuba Judana Maboa. Sudagaya Maboa, Zubogaya Maboa, Narakta Maboa, Zora Zidi Mabaya, Zora Garma Zazume, Zandria Guru Hung Ha Bhagavan. So da da ga da ba za ba mi ma ji ba ji ba ba ma za me ya za wa ha ba zu za wa za me ya ma nu ba le ya ba zu za wa da nu ba. Just a day to me bo wa zu do ga me bo wa zu bo ga me bo wa nu rek to me bo wa zori zidi me ba ya zu zori garma zu ju me zu da ju ya gu hung ha 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 ho ba ga wa. So da da ga da ba za ba mi ma ji ba ji ba ba ma za me ya za wa ha ba zu za wa za me ya ma nu ba le ya ba zu za wa da nu ba ju da 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 me bo wa. Sudagaya me bo wa zu bo ga me bo wa nu rek to me bo wa zori zidi me ba ya zu zori garma zu ju me zu da ju ya gu hung ha 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 ho ba ga wa. So da da ga da ba za ba mi ma ji ba ji ba ba ma za me ya za wa ha ba zu za wa za me ya ma nu ba le ya ba zu za wa da nu ba ju da 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 me bo wa. Sudagaya me bo wa zu bo ga me bo wa nu rek to me bo wa zori zidi me ba ya zu zori garma zu ju me zu da ju ya gu hung ha 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 ho ba ga wa zori da da ga da ba za ba mi ma ji ba ji ba ba ma za me ya za wa ha bazu zawa zamaya manu balaya bazu zawa dano ba juda dano meba wa juda gaya meba wa super gaya meba wa narakta meba wa zari zidi meba ya zari garma zajume zadadri agaru hung ha 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 ha. Bhagavan zara dada gada baza bame mazi bazi bava ma zamaya zawaha bazu zawa zamaya manu balaya bazu zawa dano ba. Just a day to Mabawa, Zudagaya Mabawa, Zubagaya Mabawa, Narakta Mabawa, Zara Zidi Mabaya, Zara Garma Zajume, Zadri Agaru, ha 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 ho, Bhagavan Zara Dadagata Bazabame Maji Bazi Bava Ma Zamaya Zawa, Bazu Zawa Zamaya, Manu Balaya, Bazu Zawa Danuba, Judada Mabawa, Zudagaya Mabawa, Zubagaya Mabawa, and Narakta Mabawa, Zara Zidi Mabaya, Zara Garma Zajume. Zadri Agaru Hung ha 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 ho Bhagavan. So da da ga da ba za ba mi ma ji ba ji ba ba ma za me ya za wa ha ba zu za wa za me ya manu balaya ba zu za wa da no ba. Just a day to me ba wa zu da ga ya me ba wa zu ba ga ya me ba wa and the right to me ba wa zori zidi me ba ya za zori garma za tu me. Zadri Agaru Hung ha 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 ho Bhagavan. Zori da da ga da ba za ba mi ma ji ba ji ba ba ma za me ya za wa. Bazu Zawa Zamaya, Manu Balaya, Bazu Zawa Danaba, Judada Mabawa, Zudagaya Mabawa, Zubagaya Mabawa, and the rector Mabawa, Zora Zidi Mabaya, Zora Garma Zadume, Zadadri Agaru Hung Ha Bhagavan. Sora Dadagata Bazabami Mazi Bazu Baba Ma Zamaya, Zawaha, Bazu Zawa Zamaya, Manu Balaya, Bazu Zawa Danaba, Judada Mabawa. Sudagaya Mabawa, Zubagaya Mabawa, and the rector Mabawa, Zora Zidi Mabaya, Zora Garma Zadume, Zadadri Agaru, ha ha ha, Bhagavan, Zara Dadagata, Bazubami Mazi, Bazubava Zamaya, Satwa, Vajrasattva Samaya, Manu Palaya, Vajrasattva Tanopa, Justadredo Mebawa, Sutokayo Mebawa, Supokayo Mebawa, Nuraktu Mebawa, Sora Siddhi Mebrayatsa, Sora Karma Sutsume, Sitsantriya Hung, ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sora Tadagata, Bajra Mame Mansa, Bajri Baba Mahasamaya Satwa. Page 55, the dissolution. Protector through delusion and ignorance, I have broken my Samaya. Lama protector, grant me refuge. Master, Vajra holder, the personification of great compassion, please grant me refuge. After praying this way, Vajrasattva says, all the violations and the breakages, child of noble birth, child of noble family, all of the violations and breakages of Samaya you have committed are purified. Dagni Mishe Monpayi, Dam Shigle Ni Gal Shing Nam, Lama Gompo Kyab Zochi, So Wo Dorje Zeng Pate, Tugje Chenpo Dagni Chen, Drowe So Wo Dagla Kyab. Seizo wata pe dorje sang pe salne ringi bu kyogi dam shag dang dig drib tam shed da pal yin no ne yang ne nang wa chin ra rang la tim pe rangi lunak Yisam daksha me du gyur. So now meditation, dissolution meditation, visualize the Vajrasattva, the nectar has come, your body is full of the white nectar. Vajrasattva has come into your body, and your heart is Vajrasattva. The hung syllable is at his heart syllable, his heart, it is at our heart, and that it is dissolving from the bottom up, dissolving into the emptiness. So we'll visualize and meditate for 10 minutes. Your mind wanders, bring it back to the hung syllable, dissolving into the emptiness, into the shunyata. We can watch your breath. Take a deep breath and hold it. Exhale and hold it. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe normal at your own pace. Stay relaxed in the meditation position. Visualize the hung syllable dissolving. Watch the breath. Catch a glimpse of your mind in the Mahamudra state. Peaceful, calm, serene. Take a deep breath and hold it. Exhale and hold it. Take a deep breath and hold it. Exhale and hold it. One more deep breath and hold it. Exhale. Okay, breathe normal, stay relaxed. So now we go to page 33. I'm looking at page 57 and the instructions say go to page 33. So we close the protection circle. Oma, I, o, ri, li, o, ang, kaka, gagana, zaza, zazana, tata, dadana, tata, dadana, papa, babama, yawalawa, sa, kaha, kriya, soha. Oma, I, o, ri, li, o, ang, kaka, gagana, zaza, zazana, tata dadana, papa babama, yawalawa, sa, kaha, kriya, soha. Om, I, o, ri, li, o, ang, kaka, gagana, zaza, zazana, tata dadana, papa babama, yawalawa, sa, kaha, kriya, soha. Om Yadharma Hetu Pavawa Hetu Tekan Tadagato Heo Watatata Tekansa Yonarada Evamwadi Mahashamani Soha. Om Yadharma Hetu Pavawa Hetu Tekan Tadagato Heo Watatata Tekansa Yonarada Evamwadi Mahashamani Soha. Om Yadharma Hetu Pavawa Hetu Tekan Tadagato Hail Watatata, Tekansa, Yodarada, Evamwadi, Mahashamani, Soha. Om Vajrasattva, Samaya, Manu Paliya, Vajrasattva Tenopa, Justa Jedo Mebawa, Sutokayo Mebawa, Supokayo Mebawa, Anu Raktu Mebawa, Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa. Sara karma sitsa me, sitsan shia kuru hum, ha ho, bhagawan. Sara tathagata, bajra mame mansa, bajri bhava, maha samaya satvaha. Om bajra sattva samaya, manu palaya, bajra sattva tenopa, justa jedo me bhava, sutokayo me bhava, supokayo me bhava. Anu Raktu Me Bhawa, Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa, Sara Karma Sitsu Me, Sitsan Shriya Kuru Hung, ha ho, Bhagawan, Sara Tada Gata, Bajra Mame Mansa, Bajri Bhava, Maha Samaya Satvaha, Om Bajra Sattva Samaya, Manu Palaya, Bajra Sattva Tenopa, Justa Jedo Me Bhawa, Sutokayo Me Bhawa, Supokayo Me Bhawa, Anu Raktu Me Bhawa, Sara Siddhi Me Prayatsa, Sara Karma Sitsa Me, Sitsan Shriya Kuru Hung, ha ho, Bhagawan, Sara Tada Gata, Bajra Mami Mansa, Bajri Bhava, Maha Samaya, Satwaha. On page 32, my mistake, we should have recited page 32 before 33. We'll recite it now. This is the dedication. It says, the object of refuge dissolve into the main figure, who is Vajradhara, he dissolves into your crown. So you're visualizing that all the deities, all the lamas, all the bodhisattvas, all dissolving into light, all dissolving into Vajradhara, who is dissolving into your crown. Then we go to page 35. Teata Pensadriva Avobodhanaya Soha. 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 And the English is on page 36. It says, "This is it. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 5 families and 3 times, who have destroyed all defilements, lead to equipoise of the enlightened mind." And Om Ru Ru Da Ru Muki Muki Soha. 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 The enlightened body, speech, and mind of the peaceful and wrathful deities is the Buddha. Om Dai Dai Bendai Soha. 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 The body, speech, and mind of the Buddha is the cause for enlightenment of all sentient beings. Om Hanu Basha Bar Hridaya Soha. 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 The bliss and strength in the heart center of the Buddha is equipoise. Om Ah Hong, 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 Om Ah Hong. Om Ah 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 Om Om Ahom. In the italics in the bottom of page 36, it says, "Visualize with faith the root Lama is present in the sky in front, surrounded by assemblies of Yidam deities and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas." Okay. So before we do the dedications, the lineage dedications, any questions, any comments? Okay. Matt, you look like the great sultan of the Fairfax Plain.
That's the look I've been going for, so it's working perfectly.
Okay. So page 37. Dorje Chang, Talopa, Naropa, Marpa, Milarepa, Dormalorgampopa, Pagmajupa, and Lord Drikung. Please bestow upon us the most auspicious blessing of all the Kagyu Lamas. By this virtue may I achieve the all-knowing state, and may all who travel on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean of samsara by defeating all enemies, confusion, the cause of suffering. Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind, where it is unborn may it arise, where it is born may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. I pray that the Lama may have good health. I pray that the Lama may have long life. I pray that your Dharma activities spread far and wide. I pray that I may not be separated from you. As Manjushri and likewise Samantabhadra realize the ultimate state, Buddhahood, I will follow in their path and share the merit for all sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained the three kayas, by the blessing of the truth of the unchanging Dharma as such, by the blessing of the indivisible Sangha order, may the merit I share bear fruit. By the virtues collected in the three times, by myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by the innate word of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teachings of the great Drikung Ratna Shri, who is omniscient, Lord of the Dharma, master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara. Glorious, holy, venerable, precious kind root and lineage lamas, divine assembly of yidams and assemblies of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Yogins, Yoginis, and Dakinis, dwelling in the 10 directions, please hear my prayer. May the virtues collected in the three times by myself and all sentient beings in samsara and nirvana, and the innate word of virtue, not result in the 8 worldly concerns, the 4 causes of samsara, or rebirth as a Shravaka or Pratyeka Buddha. May all mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me and mine, obstructors who harm, misleading Mars and the hordes of demons, experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. By the power of this vast root of virtue, may I benefit all beings through my body, speech, and mind. May the afflictions of desire, hatred, ignorance, arrogance, and jealousy not arise in my mind. May attachment to fame, reputation, wealth, honor, and concern for this life not arise for even a moment. May my mind stream be moistened by loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, and through that may I become a spiritual master with good qualities equal to the infinity of space. May I gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra in this very life. May the torment of suffering not arise even at the time of my death. May I not die with negative thoughts. May I not die confused by wrong view. May I not experience an untimely death. May I die joyfully and happily in the great luminosity of the mind as such and the pervading clarity of Dharmata. May I, in any case, gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra at the time of death or in the bardo. Om, Ah, Hum. Om, Ah, Hum. Om, Ah, Hum. May my body, speech, and mind become inseparable with the body, speech, and mind of all the enlightened ones for the benefit of all sentient beings. Thank you both very much. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Lance.
Thank you, everybody on YouTube.